Hey guys, my name is Ty and I hope you're all doing well today. Recently on the channel, we talked about the new ongoing event for Dying Like the Beast, which involves you chasing down airdrops in a new limited time quest, giving you a couple new rewards like a frying pan, a baseball bat, and some PUBG themed gear, and overall, I did thoroughly enjoy it. However, what I didn't initially realize is there's actually a little bit more to it with these challenges that spawn around the map after you complete the quest, called Airdrop Rush. It's a very similar gameplay loop to what you're doing in the event quest, repurposing more of the Chimera from the story, which was nice to see. I actually wouldn't be surprised if New Game Plus has Chimera encounters or challenges of some sort you can come across. It does kind of feel like this is them experimenting with that idea, but we'll see. So, overall, I do think the challenges are pretty fun, but the biggest thing holding it back, the biggest problem, is you do have to use your own weapons and ammo. So, realistically speaking, the resources aren't really worth the rewards in my opinion, which is 1,000 old world money. And that's if you even get the gold ranking in time. When I did go into these challenges unprepared, I'll be straight up, I got my ass handed to me, but that was a good thing though. There should be more of an endgame challenge. And these challenges, they really do throw 15 enemies at you, including guys with just melee weapons, some guys with a bow, some guys that breathe fire from the second game, some guys with a rifle. They really do keep switching it up. I like it a lot. Now, from when I've seen the actual reception to the event mission is pretty good. It just doesn't feel like it's connected to PUBG much, but I don't think that's a bad thing. If anything, it felt more like a throwback to the first Dying Light when you're searching for airdrops dropped by the GRE. I thought that part of it was especially really damn cool, and I'm just glad we're getting more replayable content. Don't you dare take this away, Techland. Come on, we wanted more replayable content and we finally got something. It's not a ton, but it's a little bit of a step in the right direction, you know? The only reason I say that is because on the 21st of November, they're taking away the quests. I don't know if that means the airdrop challenges as well. We haven't heard official word from Techland on that yet, but I'll let you know when they say when the time comes. And with that said, you might as well subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest Dying Light news if you haven't already. We also occasionally talk about Dead Island, Resident Evil, and if there's anything else you want to see, let me know down below. Now, anyways, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Techland wants to keep all this content in the game and not take anything out, but it all comes down to the licensing for the event. But with there already being a pretty big lack of variety in the challenge section, I do hope it stays. Don't be surprised if they do more collab events in 2026 though, maybe with another Tencent property, but to be honest, it is impossible to guess what the next collab will be. Like seriously, 95% of the time they choose the weirdest collab options like Unturned, Rust, Volatile, Payday. So it's really a guessing game as to what's next for the game in general beyond the stuff on the roadmap. But the one thing I hope for the next collab is they choose a license that can actually stay in the game permanently. Now, one thing you need to be careful about is completing the PUBG quest in a friend's game or in a co-op game because it can give you multiple sets of that gear that you just straight up can't drop. And as you can see, I've experienced it for myself, so yeah, beware. I know they occasionally watch my content, so it'd be nice if they can make it happen, especially if they're going to be doing more events like this in the future. On another note, one thing I haven't seen many people talking about is the improved parkour and instant grab escape skills into the actual tree, which are acquired automatically as you level up. These abilities were always in the game, but now they're more apparent for those that didn't know they existed. Like, I didn't know instant escape was even a thing until people were telling me about it, so I think it's a good change. So, as you may or may not have seen throughout the video, I've tried some of the upcoming weapons and seen the truck skins, and there's some pretty cool stuff coming. Probably through the weekly challenges, it seems they're continuing the one truck skin and one weapon skin a week format going, which I like, but also don't in the sense that some of these skins are so cool, but a majority of players will never get to use them. My hope is at some point after the 11 weeks of challenges, they give us the option to get all the weapons and truck skins another way. I know, it defeats the whole purpose of the weekly challenges, but I missed the second week and may never get a chance to get those skins again. I know, I can just use mods, but a majority of players don't have that as an option. So I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of someone buying the game in the future, not knowing how much content you don't get because you didn't play the game at launch. I may be unnecessarily rambling, but I do think this is something worth thinking about, especially when there's really no truck skins in the base game as it is. They kept all the truck skins for post-launch content, so take that as you will, but let me know down below what you think. I know this sort of limited time participation thing isn't uncommon in other games, especially live service ones. So I'm curious, where do you stand with this? Also, where do you stand with the Volatiles currently? Just as I was finishing this video, I saw the community was sort of advocating for Techland to revamp the Volatiles. A lot of people are saying exploring at night and chases just aren't really fun because of Volatiles, because of how beefy they really are. Instead of the night being scary like how they're trying to go for it, it's just kind of annoying for a lot of people. And you know what? The more I think about it, I kind of have to agree. I always sleep through the nights. I don't even bother with it anymore because there's no incentive. And also, the loot from Volatiles just kind of sucks as well, so they're not really worth grinding and killing over and over again and just straight up farming. We do know they plan trying to tweak their behavior for Nightmare Mode, but that's just gonna probably make them even harder, so I don't know if that's gonna fix the issue for a lot of people. But I really don't know. Time will tell. The last thing I want to quickly mention is there being a new challenge you can take part in by showing your clips to potentially earn you a new Intel Arc GPU. Plus, there's also some new dockets. Can't go wrong with free weapons unless you're a maniac, so there you go. And just out of curiosity, last question of the day, what type of replayable content would keep you guys coming back to the game long term? Talk about it in the comments, subscribe if you want to see more, and have a glorious day. Adios.